Welcome back, True Seeker. On today's Patreon live stream, we had a great call-in about the Learjet 55 crash in Philadelphia. I did a live stream on this last night, and if you missed that, please do check it out. This crash followed the tragedy in D.C. where the plane hit the Black Hawk, and again, the plane was flying from Wichita, Kansas. Learjet, again, is headquartered in Wichita, Kansas. I'm going to skip over a lot of this information. But do remember the first Learjet flight was October 7th, 63. Shortly after the Kansas City Chiefs played their first game, they moved to Kansas City in 63. They were the Dallas Texans prior. The October 7th date is interesting because the Chiefs beat the hosting team this year for the Super Bowl, the Saints, on October 7th. And with regards to Learjet 55, again, the Eagles just beat Washington, D.C., the two cities with the tragedies that were once capitals for the nation, while D.C. still is. But they just beat them with 55 points as Brandon Graham, 55, is announced returning. And again, Philadelphia is associated with the synagogue of Satan through Revelation in the Bible. A book full of 666 when the Eagles come into the Super Bowl with 666 wins after holding the Commanders to 666 wins. And keep in mind, Joe Montana, won his fourth Super Bowl in New Orleans, scoring 55 points, beating the Broncos, who are in the same division as the Chiefs. Again, Joe Montana from New Eagle, Pennsylvania. It was an American Eagle that crashed in D.C. a couple days before this. And remember, that plane hit in the helicopter was 3 days after Kobe's death when the conference championships were. Kobe, the last superstar to three-peat. But check this out. Here, I'm going to skip over some of this. We covered all this stuff last night. Here's the new piece of information, you guys. We talked about the significance of the plane crashing across from the Roosevelt Mall at the intersection of Roosevelt. Again, in Gematria, Roosevelt has a quadruple overlap with Super Bowl. 131, 41, 112, 49. Again, the date was January 31st, 131. Mahomes just advanced to the Super Bowl 131 days after his birthday. Earlier this year, he beat Montana's 49ers. Of course, Montana played for the 49ers and Chiefs, but he beat Montana's 49ers 131 days after Joe's birthday, getting his 41st regular season road win 112 days before the Super Bowl. That was also 4 months and 9 days after Joe Montana's birthday. But again, Joe Montana got his fourth Super Bowl in New Orleans like Mahomes is trying to do. God, as I'm doing this, Fox News right now has a guy up talking about the wreck with the state of Montana thing in his background. Unbelievable. If you're watching Fox News right now, you're seeing the same thing I am. Unbelievable. Anyway, the Learjet 55, notice it first took off April 19th, 79. We call that Ignatius of Loyola Day. That's the day in history he became the Superior General. But notice, from the anniversary of that date, April 19th, to this wreck on Roosevelt, exactly 41 weeks. Exactly. You know, this number shows up every year with the Super Bowl. Last year, we said it was a lock for Mahomes to have 2 passing touchdowns because he'd have 41 in the postseason. Number just shows up all the time. Last year, Mahomes got his 41st career all-time road win, including the postseason. This year, he got the regular season 41st road win over San Francisco, but including the postseason. Last year, he got his 41st all-time road win against Baltimore to advance to the Super Bowl, and Baltimore also equals 41 in the AFC Championship. But yeah, the Learjet 55, from its debut anniversary to the wreck, exactly 41 weeks. And, you know, it was the 45th anniversary. New Orleans has that Gematria 45, just for the record. With regards to Roosevelt, it's named after FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He was the 3-term president. Again, you just had the chopper crash with 3 dead on the chopper 3 days after the Kobe chopper death anniversary. The conference championships were on his death anniversary. Kobe is the Black Mamba. The chopper plane incident in D.C. was on the first day of the Year of the Snake, like a black mamba's a snake, not to mention Black Mamba has that Gematria 59. So yeah, this is the real new piece of information right here. Exactly 41 weeks after the debut, when we teach about these numbers every year with the Super Bowl. All right. Again, if you missed the longer stream, definitely check it out because there's more information. But I want to make sure everyone saw the Learjet 55 connection. And remember, Super Bowl 59, you guys, it's the 55th Super Bowl of the modern era. The modern era, to get the count, it's just always -4 from whatever the current Super Bowl is. Next year, Super Bowl 60 will be the 56th of the modern era, and so on. So, yeah, I think that's a quick little recap, main points, with a nice little new piece of information. Thank you again to everyone who has the like and the share. Think about joining us on the Patreon. We're going to be talking NFL all week. We're going to see if we can nail an exact score. That's how you turn the small bills into the big ones. And again, the clues are out there, you guys. The clues are out there. Montana just happened to score 55 in New Orleans when he picked up his 4th Super Bowl, beating the Denver Broncos. And remember, we used that information in Super Bowl 50, the year we called the Super Bowl MVP in halftime show dead on in week 3. John Elway, who got smoked by Montana. John Elway was 55 years old at the time. And in that Super Bowl where the Broncos won in the 49ers stadium, again, Elway was 55 while that happened. So this isn't the first time we've seen 55 involved in a modern-day Super Bowl ritual that also pays tribute to history. Until next time, Truth Seeker.